All right, let's talk about something that's probably keeping you up at night if you're a business leader. It's this weird AI paradox, right? You know you need it, you're pouring money into it, but that big, game changing impact across the whole company, it just feels like it's always just around the corner. We've all seen them, these cool AI demos that get everyone excited, but they never actually make it off the launch pad. So let's get into why that keeps happening, and more importantly, what we can do about it.
And this statement really, it just cuts right through the noise. See, our first instinct is always to throw another tool at the problem, right? Buy another piece of software. But what if? What if the problem isn't that you're missing a tool? What if the real problem is that you're missing the connective tissue, that smart foundation that makes all the tools you already own actually work together?
Okay, so let's get real about what most companies look like under the hood. It's a maze, a big, complex data maze. You've got the sales team who loves their system, finance has their own, support has another. And sure, each of those platforms is probably great at its one specific job. But making them talk to each other? Oh man, that's a constant uphill battle. And what you end up with are these invisible walls, these data silos, that are secretly holding your business back.
I mean, just think about your own company for a second. Your customer info? That's probably in a CRM. All the money stuff? Locked away in an ERP. Support tickets? That's a whole other platform. And don't even get me started on the gold mine of information that's just buried in people's emails and spreadsheets. Each one of these is its own little kingdom, its own source of truth. And when you have a dozen different truths, well, you actually have no single reliable truth at all.
Okay, so now here's where the rubber meets the road and where things get painful. You decide, right, let's do AI, but you try to layer it on top of this messy, fragmented foundation, and the AI is basically flying blind. It can't see the whole picture. And honestly, this is the #1 killer of promising AI projects. It's why so many of those cool pilots we talked about just fizzle out and never see the light of day. We see this pattern play out over and over again. A company will say, bolt an AI chatbot onto their support website. And in the demo, it looks amazing, super slick. But in reality, that chatbot has no idea what's happening in the CRM, it can't access the finance system, it's completely isolated. So its actual impact, it's tiny. And you, the leader, are just left with another complicated thing to manage without getting any real intelligence out of it.
And this isn't just a tech problem. This hits the C-suite directly. You're at the top, trying to make these huge real-time decisions, but the information you're getting is just fragmented. It's a little piece from sales, a little piece from marketing, a little piece from finance. It's like you're the captain of a ship, but you've got 10 different compasses on the dashboard, and they're all pointing in slightly different directions. How are you supposed to steer?
So all of this, it leads to a really fundamental shift in how we need to think about this problem. The answer isn't another app. It's not another silo. The solution is a whole new kind of foundation, an intelligent layer that sits across everything, an AI operating system.
And that, right there, is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's what every CEO, every CTO is wrestling with. How on earth do we get this beautiful, connected intelligence without having to start from scratch, without a nightmare multi-year rip-and-replace project that just sounds exhausting and expensive?
Well, the answer is something called MindFlight Orchestrator, or MFO for short. And the key thing to understand is this. It's not another app. Your team doesn't have to learn a whole new piece of software. You should think of it more like a transparent, smart layer that just sits on top of all the tools you already use. Its whole job is to take all that chaos, all that scattered data, and weave it into one single, clear signal that you can actually use to make decisions.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood for a second and look at the architecture. And you'll see it's actually pretty simple, but really powerful. So it really boils down to 3 main parts. First, you've got the MFO Client. Think of these like little sensors that live at the edges of your organization. They see when an email comes in or when a record gets updated in your CRM. They capture that event. Then that event gets sent to the MFO Server. This is the brains of the operation, the secure, scalable engine room where all the heavy lifting happens. And finally, you have the MFO Providers. These are the connectors that plug into all your existing systems, your Salesforce, your ERP, you name it, and turn each one into a smart module the AI can talk to. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Because once you have this foundation, you're not just connecting data anymore. You're actually creating these autonomous AI agents. Think of them like digital teammates. They work right alongside your human teams to automate tasks and get stuff done. So let's meet a few of them, shall we?
Okay, for the leaders in the room, picture this. You're about to walk into a massive client meeting. Just before you do, your phone buzzes. It's a perfect one-page strategic brief. An AI assistant has already scanned your CRM for the entire relationship history, checked the support system for any open tickets, and even looked at the ERP to see their payment status. That's not generic intelligence. That's real, actionable intelligence, built from your data, delivered right when you need it.
Now, what about your data teams? Oh, they're going to love this. This is basically the end of mind-numbing manual data cleanup. Imagine an AI agent that just watches for new leads. The second one comes in, it automatically cleans it up, maybe enriches it with some public data, and then routes it to the right salesperson in the right territory, instantly. Your data team can finally stop being data janitors and start doing what you hired them for, actual analysis.
And let's not forget support. Think about an AI agent that can read an incoming customer email, understand exactly what they're asking for, and then instantly find the right answer in your knowledge base. But it doesn't stop there. It then drafts a perfect, helpful reply. All your human agent has to do is give it a quick once-over and hit send. You can just imagine how much faster you can resolve issues and how much happier your customers and your team will be.
Now, of course, this all sounds great, but for this to fly in a real enterprise environment, it's got to be rock solid. You need to be able to trust it, and that means you need things like airtight governance, you need to know it can scale, and you absolutely need to see a clear, measurable return on your investment.
And that's exactly how MFO was designed, for the real world. It's transparent because it works inside the tools your team already knows and loves. No change management nightmare. It's built to be scalable, with a modular design that just grows right along with your business. Security and governance, they're baked in from the very beginning, not bolted on later. And this is the big one. The ROI is totally measurable. Every single one of these agents comes with its own dashboard, so you can see black and white exactly how many hours it's saving and how much revenue it's helping to bring in.
And, the best part about this whole approach is that you don't need to sign up for some massive, year-long project to see if it works. Honestly, we can usually figure out where your first digital teammate could make the biggest splash in about 25 minutes. It's that fast.
Look, the whole point here is to finally break free from that frustrating cycle of endless AI pilots that go nowhere. It's about moving straight to production-grade AI that actually delivers real, tangible value. It's about taking the scattered data you already own and turning it into crystal clear intelligence for everyone. So when you think about it, the real question isn't, should we buy another tool? The real question is, are we ready to add a layer of intelligence that finally makes all our current tools work together? So I'll leave you with this. Where's the biggest point of friction in your business today? And what if your first digital teammate could go in and fix it right now?